I think whoever's writing this guy's speeches needs to be fired immediately. So Biden had the privilege today to speak in California. As you'll see in the background, it looks like a shipping area, dock, water, boats, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts talking about his accomplishments. And of course, it's California, so after he says something, everybody's clapping. Of course, the liberal shithole that California is. The first video, very short clips, he talks about why the food prices and gas prices are going up.
I'd like to speak about my top economic priority, fighting inflation. I understand Americans are anxious, and they're anxious for good reason. I was raised in a household when the price of gasoline rose precipitously. It was the discussion at the table. It made a difference when food prices went up. But we've never seen anything like Putin's tax on both food and gas.
Takes no responsibility for what's happening in this country. Everything's Putin's fault. Putin, in all his mental illness, invaded Ukraine. All of a sudden, the American people are suffering the highest inflation that I have ever seen in my lifetime. And this clown takes no responsibility whatsoever. Now, what happens if Putin didn't invade Ukraine? Who would he be blaming? Probably Trump, okay? He has no bearings on what's happening in the United States because he's reading from teleprompters. There's some fool is writing these speeches, okay? It's all bullshit. It's all liberal trash, and he has people actually believing him. I don't know how many, but again, 80+ million people voted for him. Here's a next short clip of the job creation since he became president.
America should also understand our economy has unique strengths that we can build on. The job market is the strongest it's been since World War II, notwithstanding the inflation. We added another 390,000 jobs last month, 8,700,000 new jobs since I took office. An all-time record, never that many jobs in that period of time.
He became president and he locked down the country. For over a year, businesses closed. Businesses went out of business. And he started sending pennies to the American people, the stimulus package, okay? But according to him, since he's taken office, he's created 8,700,000 new jobs. The highest record of new jobs in all of the history of any president of the United States. Joe Biden, the 40+ year politician who did nothing his entire career but make money for him and the rest of his crime family, has created the most jobs ever of any president ever. And people are clapping. People are believing this. What people are failing to realize is he shut down the entire country. No one was working. Well, law enforcement, public safety, hospitals, blah, those people were working. The majority of people were sent home because their businesses closed. How many millions of people were out of work during Joe Biden's country lockdown because of the vid? How many? Millions. So, you know, I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I'd place a big bet on the 8,700,000 new jobs. The majority of people going back to work where they used to work when Joe Biden shut the country down. The businesses are finally opening, starting to recover, and slowly taking people back to work because the pennies he was sending, everybody stayed home. But then he stopped that too. So people are like, what the fuck? Now I got to go back to work? So he made people go back to work so he could say, look at the jobs I'm creating. He created nothing. He's creating inflation. He's creating empty pockets for families. He's creating debt for families. But listen to this last clip and hear what he has to say about families and debt.
Since I took office, families are carrying less debt on average in America. They have more savings than they've had. And we're doing it all while cutting the federal deficit by $1.7 trillion this year and $320 billion last. If I hear one of my MAGA friends once again talk about debt and deficits, I'm going to be good.
Again, whoever his speechwriter is should be fired. Because according to Uncle Joe, families are carrying less debt. They have more savings than ever. People are saving money left and right. Gas is $7 a gallon in some states, but people are saving more money. Okay? They're not using credit cards. They're not going in debt with that. They're paying cash for everything because they got extra money because, according to him, everybody's fine. Everybody's happy. They're saving money. They're getting out of debt. But, of course, in his, if you want to call it a brain, they cut the deficit by $1.7 trillion last year and $320 billion this year. And if he hears from one more of his MAGA friends about debt, then he mumbled, never mind, because he didn't know what to say. What's his fascination with the MAGA? Because Trump, that was his slogan, Make America Great Again. That could be anyone's slogan. Why is he so against a slogan, MAGA, Make America Great Again? It's certainly a lot better than Build Back Better, because I don't see anything getting built. And if they're building shit, it ain't better. All the road projects, every state you go in is road construction. Federal money's being poured in for the road. The fucking roads are worse now than they were before Sleepy took office, but the money they're spending is out of control. But he's lowering the federal deficit, sending $40 billion plus to Ukraine, and God knows how much for the illegal immigration coming through borders. How much money are they not telling us about that they're sending to give these people when they cross the border? Because we all know they are, and apparently, if you watch the news, there's a migrant caravan heading towards the United States with over 11,000 people so far. The Border Patrol, basically, they're like, what the fuck are we going to do? I personally know people who are in the military and who are getting deployed soon to patrol southern borders in Texas. And they're going to be gone for over a year because of Joe Biden and his everybody's welcome policy. The border czar, Kamala Harris, did absolutely nothing. All she did was laugh and skip around questions. So the U.S. military now has to go assist Customs and Border Patrol to basically screen these people, I would imagine, because he wants to let them all in the country. And where are they all going? Where are they all going? They're putting them on planes and sending them to whatever states. Okay, send this to Seattle, send this to Florida, send this to Texas, send this to... They're sending them wherever because they want the more illegal immigrants they get in this country, the more votes the Democrats will get. It's not a secret. They don't want IDs to vote. That's why they're letting the immigrants keep coming and coming and coming. But he's cutting the deficit, saving all of us money, but he's blaming Putin for the whole fucking thing. It's Putin's tax, Putin's fault, Putin. How anybody with a half a brain can believe anything that comes out of this man's mouth. I think I might have said this before. They need to go in their basement or wherever they live, go in a dark place and never come out again. Because that's the kind of people that are believing this fool. Okay? It's all bullshit. It's all a political propaganda push to get to November, and they're on their knees praying that these Democrats are going to get reelected. And I'm sure some will, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them won't. And like I've also said, all Republicans aren't saints. Quite frankly, I'd rather be independent. Because if you have a good candidate who's going to do the right thing, regardless of their political party, I'm all for that. But these blue states, these Democratic politicians like Dinosaur Pelosi, Dinosaur Schumer, spewing their shit, shutting down common sense legislation that makes sense, like gun control. They have shut down legislation from Republican representatives because they didn't come up with it. And they weren't going to call American families domestic terrorists if they complain about the situation they're in. They do nothing. They do nothing. They lie every time they open their mouth. And last thing, Biden goes on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is one of the most liberal beta male asshats I've ever seen in my life. And him and Biden are laughing it up. It's all bullshit. Whoever Biden's handlers are gave Kimmel questions to ask him to make it easy for him. He wasn't going to ask him any real questions about what he's really going to do, because all he would do was mumble, and he'd look around, he'd probably turn the other way and shake somebody's hand, and there's fucking nobody there. So going on Kimmel, that's just another media event. Oh, look at Uncle Joe, first interview in all these days, and he goes on old Jimmy Kimmel. I wouldn't rely on Jimmy Kimmel to put gas in my car if he was an attendant at a gas station. That's how fucking beta he is. He might be afraid to get his hands dirty. So that whole shit show means nothing. The interview was trash. It was all lies, and everything that Jimmy Kimmel spews is a lie too. So if you believe that you're in less debt, you have more savings, you're okay with Putin's tax on food and high gas prices, and if you really think that he's created over 8 billion jobs, good for you. But I'd also like you to drop me a comment under this video and let me know what you think. Because you know what I think. I think it's all trash, and it's going to continue to be trash until we got to wait till this guy gets out of office. We have to wait. We have to wait, unfortunately. The destruction will continue from this administration and all the lies they tell and all the money they spend on everything but the United States and the people of the United States. And that's it. That's my rant. This guy's a buffoon. It's my opinion, and I still have rights, I think, that I can say that because I'm not the only one. So buckle your seatbelt, because I don't have more savings. I'm not in less debt. I'm paying more money every single day to live, but I'm not making any more money. But according to this fool, everything's all set. And if it's not all set, it's not his fault. It's Putin's fault. And that's all. Like this video if you haven't already liked it. Subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe, hit that little bell. You'll be notified when another episode is up so you don't miss it. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. Comment on this video if you will. Share these videos with someone if you will. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Take care, and I'll see you soon with something else about Sleepy or Carmella or who knows. Every single day is something new. Have a great day.